Привет, меня зовут Hermantha. Очень приятно. Os ambasam desprendendo. Un nuevo idioma en un año? Impossible. Non sou mentirosa, te lo prometo. Kounya, m'kal bon nou tout souti ak tout conseil n'a besoin pour nous capable réussir. Je vous donnerai 5 conseils qui vont vous permettre d'apprendre une nouvelle langue en une année. Are you ready? Vamos a comenzar. Amara, how many languages do you speak? What was that? Thank God for subtitles, right? You're probably watching this video for 2 reasons. A, you saw the title, you believe me, you want to learn a new language. Or 2, you think my title's clickbait, you don't believe me, and you're like, what is she talking about? You think it's some bull. However, let me tell you that it is possible to learn a new language in a year, but of course, like anything else, there's a lot of factors that will influence how fast you're able to learn a language, and I'll be getting into that in the rest of my video. Don't forget to like, to comment, to share, and to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's start with me. I'm a native French speaker, and I also speak English and Haitian Creole on a fluent level. I'm intermediate in Spanish. I understand way better than I speak because I stopped practicing, unfortunately, and I'm a beginner in Russian. Before I start, I just want to deconstruct certain myths that surround the topic of learning a new language. Number 1, it's easier to learn a language when you're a child. Wrong. So the human brain can learn and grow at any age, honestly. Children will acquire a better pronunciation more often than adults. However, adults are actually more efficient learners when it comes to language. Myth number 2, you need to have an ear for languages. Wrong. To successfully learn a new language, there's a lot of factors that come into play. Yes, having an ear for languages will help you, but honestly, it all comes down to your motivation, to your determination, your learning strategies, and etc. Myth number 3, you can only learn one language at a time. Wrong. So basically, you can learn as many languages as you want. If you want to learn 5 languages at a time, you can. It will require more discipline than learning one, but the truth is, learning a language can actually help you learn the other language, but that's depending on if they're part of the same family. But I'll get into that way later. Okay, so I hope you're still following me. Let's start with what is language. So language is basically a system of signs and symbols that allow you to communicate. And language acquisition happens on 2 levels. It happens on a perception level and on a production level. So think of perception as your input. It's what you listen to, it's what you read, and what your parents are telling you. That's how perception works. When it comes to production, it's all about you speaking. So yes, learning by listening to things or reading is a really good way to learn a language. However, the most efficient way to learn a language is to listen and to speak. So perception and production. Okay, so tip number 1, pick a language that belongs to the same family of the language you're currently speaking. What do I mean by that? So basically, languages belong to certain families, and what will determine the family they belong to is the proto-language. What is a proto-language? A proto-language is basically a common ancestor that all the languages of that family have in common. There's a lot of language families out there, but I'll give you 6. Indo-European family, Afro-Asiatic family, Niger-Congo family, Austronesian family, Sino-Tibetan family, and Trans-New Guinea family. So let's start with family number 1. Indo-European languages. Most of you probably speak Indo-European languages. Why? Because in that family we also find Germanic and Romance or Latin languages. English is a Germanic language. So if you speak English, you probably want to choose German, Dutch, Afrikaans, Danish, Swedish, or Yiddish as a new language. Now, if you speak a Romance language or a Latin language, such as French, you probably want to speak Spanish, Italian, Romanian, Portuguese as the new language you want to learn. Now, number 2, Afro-Asiatic family. We have Arabic, Hebrew, Somali, Kabyle, Hausa, and Oromo, so much more. Now, if the language you speak is part of the Niger-Congo family, such as Yoruba, you probably want to pick up something like Igbo, Fula, Zulu, Twi, and etc. So if you're part of the Austronesian family and you speak something like Malay, you probably want to pick up Javanese, Tagalog, Maori, or Malagasy. If y'all just see what happened to me, my mirror just literally fell. Woo, God is good. Tip number 2. Focus on vocabulary. I cannot stress this enough. Focus on vocabulary. Why do I say that? Everyone has an accent. Even the native speaker in that said language has an accent compared to another native speaker of that same language. Everyone has an accent. If you spend all your time perfecting the accent without having the good vocabulary, of course, there's exceptions if the language you're learning is a tonal language, for example, like Mandarin, where certain tones will give a different meaning. But if it's not a tonal language, honestly, focus on the vocabulary first and then slowly build your way up into having that nice accent. It's rare / almost impossible for you to sound like a native speaker. My parents are Haitian. I've learned Creole. I hear it every week when I go to church. I can speak it. However, I have an accent. Will I ever speak like the people in Haiti? Obviously not. I get clowned a lot by some of my friends for having an accent, but it's okay. As long as people understand you, that's all that matters. Tip number 3. Stick to one dialect. What is a dialect? A dialect is a variety that sits within a language. Now, for example, Arabic. Okay, you want to learn Arabic, that's cool, but which one are you going to learn? There's Egyptian Arabic, Lebanese Arabic, Moroccan Arabic, Sudanese Arabic, Algerian Arabic, and if you're learning, you can't hop from one dialect to another. You need to pick one. It makes it easier because there's going to be certain expressions in one dialect that's not necessarily going to be found in another dialect, and even some dialects don't really understand each other. Same thing goes with French. You have French from France, and then you have Quebecois French, or French that's spoken in Ontario. All different dialects, one same language. Most of my Spanish teachers were from Mexico. Once I got to university, I had a teacher that was from Spain, and I had a teacher that was from Argentina. That was really different because they do things that people in Mexico don't do. For example, the y sound, like in amarillo. In Argentina, they'll say amarillo. And I'm like, huh? Or like yo soy instead of yo soy. So it could be kind of confusing, so try to stick to one dialect. Tip 4, immerse yourself in the culture of the language you're learning. So you can immerse yourself with TV shows, with music, having a friend that speaks that same language, when the corona is over, travel. Those are all different ways for you to immerse yourself in that culture. It's going to allow you to learn certain expressions that you wouldn't learn in a textbook. For example, in Creole, if I say pas faire bouche moins longue, it literally translates to do not make my mouth long. That doesn't make any sense, right? But in the context of the language, it means like don't make me talk. Like, even that, I can't really translate it because I don't know how to, but immerse yourself in the culture. Okay, last but not least, tip number 5, practice. I know you were expecting like a secret super recipe, or I don't know. There's no secret. You have to practice. You need to practice if you want to see results. Learning a language can be easy if you have discipline, if you are committed, if you use the right strategies, if you implement those tips into your learning process. You will learn a language in a year. A lot of people probably don't believe that it can take a year because you won't take it seriously, let's be honest. However, if you want to take it seriously, I guarantee you that it's very, very possible for you to learn a language in a year. Will you attain advanced fluency? Probably not, but trust me, you'll be able to get very, very far if you do practice. Try to find a few hours per day, or even if you want an hour per day. There are several apps available for you to learn a new language, such as one of my personal faves. You have Duolingo, or you also have Rosetta Stone. You have Babbel, if I'm not mistaken. There's so many apps for you to learn a new language. So you just need to have the willpower and you'll be able to. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you're not too overwhelmed with all the information that I threw at you. If you have any questions, if anything's not clear enough, feel free to leave me a question in the comment section and I will answer. Feel free to go on Google to understand more, pour approfondir tes connaissances. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Follow me on my social, aka my Instagram at HERMANTHAA_L period. Anyways, thank you so much guys for watching and see you next video.